This is Tony from Finland. I'm national director here of EE Finland, and at my home, I just came back from outreach we had with our XEE and Common Sea teams, and it was absolutely great. So I'm full of energy and the power of the gospel now. We talk about online training and today's world, what we can do, and I have some exciting news from here, from Finland, from very postmodern country where we have the technique and video calls and so on, but sometimes we don't have the action and heart to go out and share. But a little bit about background. Because of the pandemic, we changed into the online trainings and semesters for the time the pandemic goes off. So this was the idea. And currently we are more or less back to normal, except we train team to do video call OJTs also during the semester now. But pandemic restrictions are more or less over in Finland. We still have a few individuals taking part in the semester online, but they have all the same requirements as other trainees. Okay, so the online trainings, in our online trainings, we didn't compromise the 3 pillars. And I want to underline this. The one is prayer partner prayers, and 2 OJTs, and 3 the team leaders leading the teams in OJTs. So we didn't compromise these. And we basically changed all the elements of the XEE training onto online video calls. And I mentioned for you a few elements and items what we actually did and changed, and which have all went surprisingly well. Lessons. The teaching, videos, discussions, demonstrations, pair practices, also oral tests, final test, etc. Mostly using Zoom, but also some semesters used Meets and other applications. 2 on-the-job trainings. Meeting non-Christian friends in about 2 hours video calls together as a team. So the most video call OJTs included 4 people, 4 persons, a trainer and 2 trainees, and then a non-Christian contact person. And 3 prayer partner prayers. So we did them in a phone or video call prayers weekly. And then the mentor sessions, phone or video calls. And feedback sessions was also like this way as the teams and groups, the phone or video calls. And then growing a new believer, we met them who made the conversion many times in phone or video calls as the teams and also individually. And then we had weekly tasks, what we have in semesters now, and trainees on weekly tasks and appointments face-to-face with the non-Christian family members and others by phone or video calls. And also recruiting people, come-along calls to believers as the teams, and other recruiting and promoting phone and video calls. And the launch meetings also, and start infos by video calls, so that we collect people and leaders join in the video calls where we share the info. And then the graduation celebration also by a video call, that we are there together celebrating. And then we have had some hybrid trainings, which have seen also a very good option, that some semester have been hybrids of video calls and face-to-face trainings. So sometimes a part of group have attended a lesson through video and other part face-to-face, but still together. And then some teams have done their on-the-job trainings as video calls when other teams have done their on-the-job trainings face-to-face. On-the-job trainings with the familiar people. We have the XE Plus, we have there one big theme is life circles, and that's one red line along the semester anyways. So it helped us actually quite a lot in the quick change into the online trainings. So we had in our EE teachers and trainers, we had that culture already there. And we recommend this that when we do online trainings that actually we teach our teachers and trainers to take contacts with their life circles. Okay, so we set up already before the on the top training meetings already before the pandemic, and we just kept on doing that. And that was one thing that why the transition for us went quite smoothly. And after all, we didn't have difficulties in having good and proper OJTs every week, generally, and happily, each team across the semesters have had an OJT every week. We were very happy about this. And actually, many teams had sometimes were able to do 2 or 3 on-the-top OJTs during week, because it was quite easy to participate from home for everybody, for each members in the team. Experience was for us that at the end, and has been for us, that at the end it was not so difficult as it seemed before for a while. And few first days, this was quite hard to put in action, but many of us were surprised how well it finally worked. Trainings went well, people seemed to be well equipped, and many of them have grown and become trainers. And we have been able to meet quite a number of people through video calls, and OJTs have been good quality. And many new friendships have been made, many friends and relatives have been reached, many have heard the gospel, and many have come to Christ. And when we talk about older people, older generations who are not so familiar with these video calls and new techniques, even our older Christian leaders, over 70 years old, in our leader semester, for example, said that this is working very fine, and they were actually quite excited about it. And some of them we had to train to use Zoom and video calls, as well as some non-Christian contact persons. But they learned it, and then the OJTs worked just fine. So we have covered here also every age groups, thank God. And new believers, we have actually during these online semesters, many of us, like me too, teachers and trainees, have seen our first online conversion. You say the online conversion, because the people who understand the gospel, they make the conversion. We did all this in video calls, and they have also worked fine. They have been real, and we have had them almost as much as we have had offline. And we have done growing new believers by video calls as well, and it has worked well, no problem. 5 means of growth has been taught and understood. Conclusion, we saw that, that's it. We recommend strongly to do this during a hard situation like pandemic. Just don't stop trainings and equipping churches and people in any circumstance. Just don't forget the 3 pillars. And we recommend to try some online trainings anyway, on-the-job trainings and with 3 pillars. And at least we got even some routine with video call trainings and all the OJTs and lessons, etc. That we got equipped with it, and we are prepared for the future. That we are not afraid of any pandemic or anything like this, but we can do and execute the trainings and semesters also, whatever happens. And we are happy about that we have this experience and equipment. new recommendation in our semesters that each team would set up 1, 2, or 3 video call OJTs with their distant relative or friend in the country or in any country in the world. So that we actually, in every semester, even if they are face-to-face semesters, we try to do this video OJTs around the world and around Finland. And that's awesome because it widens the area of OJTs and we all get an experience of that and equipped with it. And also to train others to do it. And then final conclusion, as good as the online trainings have been, we have also seen that the fact that God has created us to live our life offline and witness and train and grow offline. So that has been also a lesson for us, useful lesson. And amen to that. We as EE Finland have seen that this ministry can work just absolutely fine, even fully, totally online. And as long as you have the quality and all the elements, 3 pillars there working, this has been great. So we have been very energized during this whole year in Finland, and in a way we are not happy about the corona and these things, but we have seen that our God is much bigger and our ministry is amazing too and bigger than these circumstances what we have in a changing world. So happy to be in the ministry, and let's do the good job for the God. God bless you all.